Ready to go!
Anyway, YouTube, welcome. We have got Ethan here, who you met just the other day. Ethan, 18 years old. Big match coming up against the killer Justin Borg. Yeah, you've got the hand control. You feel a lot like Jordan. Oh, he feels, look at that. He's rolling me. Oh, gee whiz. The warm his elbows up.
A little bit.
Yeah, but
I had a bit of a crackle or pop
yeah.
a little while ago and I'm feeling it.
Show me that back push again. If I try to hold on to you. Yeah, good. When you don't commit too early, too soon. It's like your pronation and your shoulder has to stay in alignment always. If you overcommit your shoulder and leave your pronation behind, it's good night. It's all the hook it in. So tie this to that everywhere you go as a top roller.
Can we warm up a bit more?
Oh. Yeah, we kind of went straight into it. But that feels good. That's exactly what you need to put into Justin.
Yeah.
Just a left warm up. So what's training been like for you, man? During all this Corona stuff.
Yeah, it's
You're waiting
quite
on
a start.
You're waiting on a crazy apparatus, tonight.
Yeah, but it could never be delivered, so I
You built something similar.
ish. It's pretty one-dimensional, but it's doing okay.
It's doing okay.
It's just I had a couple of weeks of really good sessions.
Yeah.
Gripped up with Leo.
Yeah.
Elbow went pop, and I've been
Ah, okay.
I've been rehabbing for a little bit.
Nice.
So
Where was the pop?
right in, it was
Yep.
on a regrip as I was coming.
I see you're blading up and
Yeah.
yeah, that connection will forever be something you just manage. Like, even I remember I asked Devin Larratt one day, I said, do you still get this stuff? And he's like, yeah, if he faces an opponent that's genuinely equal and he has to really redline in there, he said, yeah, for a month and a half after, I'm rehabbing that. So yeah, it never changes.
Yeah, but it was nice because if I got one regrip, I could beat him inside, and I've never been able to touch him inside. So
Nice, that feels real good. That feels good. Once I got that over the bone, it changes. So yeah, you want to keep anyone who's looking to go inside and you want to keep them up here in your hand. Don't let them get their pinky over that bone.
Yep.
When you're initiating the grip, if they're hunting, like if they feel like that in the setup, that's alarm bells. You want to drop your wrist and get out. Because yeah, if I'm over that bone, it's happy days.
yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah.
And if you post, yeah. If you post, you just drag and roll, yeah. You feel so much like Jordan Davis in the shape. It's just the same. But you have more potential than Jordan, I think. Oh, nice. Good awareness.
All that hurts.
I'm pulling you into your own cup to stop you from getting back pressure.
Which makes me really feel like I need to.
And when I pull your wrist down like that, and I literally pull it down.
Yeah.
For YouTube, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm literally forcing down like that. And it stops Ethan from having significant back pressure. And down here, it actually allows me to then pull him just right, to pull this way. And I can actually start to chip away at his bicep. And that makes him want to come forward. And then he comes forward and then the hook's back in. So that pulling down like that is a really good defense against a great outside puller, especially a King's mover. But anyway, let's jump in a strap, eh? Where's the strap? Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, good. I thought Jordan had run away with it. You learned the strap yet?
It's been a little while.
Okay. I'm gonna put it on my head.
Still figuring out which one I want to do versus Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I want to really run, whether I'm not
You
too scared of
got
his
six.
hand
You
at
got
all.
6 rounds. My suggestion is first round take the deep grip because you'll gather more information from the deep grip, and you'll know straight away whether, even if you lose the round, you'll know whether to stay with it or to run. If the power difference is just huge and you never threatened his hand, then run. But if you felt like, whoa, your rotation's going, then yeah. He's gonna do that. Or look to do that. He's just gonna blade you and Good. I like that you tested, and then once you realise that you can't, you're now working for more leverage. That's exactly what you need to do. When you're working for more leverage as well, try to bait your opponent to back off as much as they can. Like on this battle, subtly lead them down a path of relaxing, because then you're going to get better regrips. Take the regrips, and then, yeah. Because if this stays full high pressure, it's going to be much harder. You're going to get much smaller regrips. So when you're in control like that, just lead them. You can get them to follow your lead very easily when you're in that great position. Just back off slowly. Arm wrestling relaxed YouTube is something that it's a concept a lot of people haven't discovered, but it's a beautiful thing when you can lead someone into a relaxed arm wrestle. Ooh, your wrist popped. Is that normal? I've never felt that on you before.
Only on left.
Yeah, I was about to say, oh.
Didn't feel bad, did I?
Next, if you start to feel yourself gassing, which you're about to, because I'm going to hold you here till you gas, start pre-planning the transition to a high hook. If you stay too long on the top roll, you'll just lose. If you feel that you're losing the bleed battle, you need to recognize it before you get to the point where it's too late and start transitioning to the high hook. So if you're out here and you can't get through, turn your chest a little more, and then just push forward and supinate, but keep the pronation on.
Yep. It's just that's exactly what's hurting right now.
Oh, there's pain.
Yeah.
So not fatigue, but pain.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. So show me where the pain is exactly. Like.
Oh yeah.
Okay. We'll do it under a low pressure. Like, don't do anything that if it's causing acute pain, we won't do it. But if it's just aggravation that can be warmed up, then we'll get there. We'll do it at a lighter pressure. So let's imagine right here, you're feeling the gassing. Okay. Too big a movement. Too big a movement. Subtlety. So back pressure's on. Good. And so when I want you to supinate, I don't want your body to come forward. I actually want you to back pressure supinate. Back pressure. Yes, better. Because you bring your elbow forward when you're the one gassing more, it'll go into a hook. So you gotta stay, keep your elbow where it is, and just simply, it's a very weak movement, but just turn on a bicep curl and supination, and just start doing this stuff. So hit the top roll. Right, stuff happens. You feel yourself bleeding. Good. Yes, little things like that. Yeah, and that makes me panic straight away. I'm like, hang on, I'm losing something here. It's gonna make me attack. As I go to attack, your high hook is set, and you'll just instinctively gain even more. You'll turn the tables on who's bleeding, which is ultimately what you need to do. Alright, now let's talk about countering me from pressing.
Okay.
So if I'm just coming in like that, what are you gonna do? Just let's see what you instinctively do. That's good. Michael and Jerry.
I'm used to having a deep grip when I'm...
Yeah, this is good though. Because I can't actually just squeeze this down. I would. I don't think Brendan's going to do it, but let's just go back there at light pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, engage. Be aware that this is an avenue that your opponent might go over the top. Okay? So just be aware, because like it's easy to put all your eggs so far in that pronation drag basket that you forget about your knuckle height. Because if you lose your knuckle height, they'll just eventually take your wrist.
Yeah, if I'm planning on rolling out, I'll generally take a really deep grip, and it will just...
You've got a big hand, so you can be on both sides pretty effectively.
So I'll usually be in a lot more... I'll engage, I'll be taking more control.
Yeah, good.
Then I'll roll out to here.
Yeah, that's good, that's good.
And it feels a lot more secure when I'm like this.
You feel like you've got a very strong defensive zone from there against someone who's trying to genuinely press. So that's not injured or that's not painful?
No.
Alright, I'll ramp it up a little more and we'll see how it feels. It's good. It's good. It's not
there yet.
It's not. I don't know that Justin will be able to do what I did to them because his hand is smaller than mine. I've got a stronger hand than him. He might have an equivalent amount of pressing power, but I think his hand is going to be more like this when he's doing it.
Oh, that feels amazing.
Because his hand is little.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, and also I feel like I gas quicker than you. I don't think he'll gas quicker than me.
That's true. He's not. Yeah. He's not going to have the endurance that I've got. Yeah. All right. So later rounds, it's hook on hook. What are we doing? You've swallowed my thumb completely. Nice. Don't stretch that elbow if it's gonna.
Yeah, that's about as much pressure as I want to put on it.
Okay. So with that, I don't know whether you were doing that as a rehab thing then, or there was an error. But the error that I'm feeling then was you didn't have an appreciation of how much potential side pressure I still had, and you'll hurt yourself if you go too far in there when your opponent isn't suitably gassed. You'll hurt yourself. I.e., he'll drive sideways against that, and it'll be a big drive, and you'll tear that, break your arm, something. So we don't want that. So could you sense that I was just not showing you everything then?
100%.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as you can sense that.
I'd usually be not quite as tight, but I'm protecting.
Okay. So you only ever transition when you're a high hooker. You only ever transition to that kill pressure like you were then, when you know your opponent is gassed. That is the kill move. That's where you finally come in and close the door on them once and for all. Hey Lazy, you want me to draw something again for you? What are we drawing this time? What do we got? A blue. You don't do this right. A blue square. You want a blue square? You want me to draw a square on that bit of paper? Okay. You can draw squares. How's that? Yeah. Perfect. I got that one right. YouTube last one I got very wrong. She walked off very grumpy when I didn't draw a queen to her standards. But anyway, let's get back to that because that's a good thing we need to sort out. I like your top roll. I like your open arm defense. But I don't like your high hook yet.
No, not yet.
No, that's cool. I think you've got all the right physiological tools to execute it well, but we've just got to drill it in and get it instinctively doing the right things at the right time. Okay, so we're in a hook. So yeah, you need to maintain first and foremost your pronation in the hook, which I can feel you doing now. So it's a very high, like when we say high hook, it actually is, you're not going to, even though you've cupped, you're not going to impart down pressure until the kill. you're going to be floating upwards in this hook. You're almost trying to do this the whole time. And what you are doing, if your opponent is strong enough to pull your pronation down, which most genuine inside pulls are going to be, that's where you need to have that twist and transition to a hidden hook where you don't fight the losing battle, because if you fight the losing battle, you lose the match. But if you give that away, what you have got is dominant cup here. So you're going to use that dominant cup to just absorb. And what you're trying to achieve on that, so let's engage, is as I drive, yeah, you're trying to make it about your cup versus my pronation. Even though this hooker wants to make it about down pressure, you're going to make it about his pronation. So absorb, absorb, absorb. Good, good. As long as I'm feeling it on my pronation at the bottom here, I'm happy. And then as I rest, I don't want you to attack. It's the wrong thing. All I want you to do is fill this gap passively. So I surge, you stop, I surge, you stop, I surge, you stop. I stand up and rest. Now come to the other side of your elbow, inside of your elbow.
Right.
Inside of your elbow, good. And just, yeah, but still keep your supination. You're not top rolling, you're supinating.
Yep.
So supinated but high. There we go. That's where you rest. And I want you to passively be there. You're not trying to hard counter, you're not trying to take my hand. You're just taking me out of my shoulder and you're making me feel like, I wanted to rest but I'm not allowed to, but you're not allowing me to. So you gassing, eh?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, keep it on, we'll just get
just
the pressure's down.
slightly.
I just want to get through the whole story. So you're up in that position. What this guy's going to do then is he's going to realize, you're not allowing me to rest. He's going to attack again. If you need to transition back to the same thing you did before, do it. But the other thing that will happen will be eventually this guy's chain is going to start breaking down. And the first bit of the chain to break down is his cup's going to start going and it's going to be flat. He's going to start going. He might transition to a flop press then. If he does, if he does, just sit down and pronate. Sit down and pronate, back pressure pronate. If he comes forward like that, yeah, just that. And he'll realize straight away, okay, that's not going to work. He will then come back and probably try some more side surges. And there'll come a moment where he'll concede. But still be careful. If you come inside now, he may win still. Yep. Even though you've bled him so much. So do not come in here. Stay there and just turn and more and more and more and look at him. Yeah, and if you're going to kill, it must be outside his wrist joint. So now you can press. Never come back inside the wrist joint of a hooker. That's a genuine hooker, because even though they feel so gassed, you come in there, they'll just go, oh, bang, and they'll launch a giant hit, and yeah, they can win all the way from there. And that's the whole thing about people pinning themselves. A lot of people mistakenly think it's arrogance on the behalf of the high hooker, like they're trying to insult the person. It's not. It's actually that if this high hooker came down here, then the match is back on. So if you accidentally ever fall back in, be prepared to go back to the beginning of the whole story and chip away again. But there will come a time when you're out here where you feel like you can just force it, or sometimes when they're out here, they just lay down. But anyway, that's the full story.
Yeah, that's a man!